I feel dread. I'm stressed. Like, okay, so I was able to get everything like packed. So I have that separate vlog going, which y'all will see before this one comes out. So I was able to get everything packed. I was able to price pretty much everything except for my shawls. And I might have another shawl coming out. Maybe, I don't know. I have like 6 rows left. So I may or may not work on it. I have to pack all of my cube storage stuff. Sorry, I keep on moving you guys around. I have to use the bathroom and I just don't feel like walking yet. But yeah, I gotta get all the storage stuff so I can get that packed in. And then I also, like, I hate morning shifts. This morning shift is fine because when I get home, I need to wash my hair. Maybe not wash, but like wet my hair so I can curl it. I did like a little soft curl today using my hair straightener just to see how that works. And honestly, not the worst, but it's also definitely not vintage hair. So yeah, I gotta get that. I've picked out my outfit for tomorrow. Oh god, I'm gonna see if I can go home early so I can get stuff packed and so I can take a nap because I know I'm gonna need it. Hopefully I won't also be on what's the role? Stalking. So that if I am stalking, or because like if I stalk, then I don't have time to think for myself. But if I'm on register, I can write everything out because there's not much to do between guests. So anyways, I gotta go into work and use the bathroom. Okay, we're home. I got to come home early. My eye is messed up. No more glitter around the eyes. This is final. No more glitter. Also, I got ramen stain here. But I am doing my hair now, and sometimes when I ain't got enough time and I'm just really tired or whatever and don't feel like completely dousing myself in water, I take like a water cup. I haven't done this in a long time. So I take my water cup and then I like kind of dip my fingers in there. And I know that sounds weird because I don't want to dip my whole body, but I don't want to submerge myself, right? And then once I do this, once my hair is kind of wet, I use my gel, I spread it all over my hair. That way it's a little bit drier. I need to go get my things. But yeah, that's what I do sometimes. It's been at least 4 years since I've done it. So we'll see how the hair sits now. I'm thinking about making photo card holders. More specifically, like ID holders, because mine at work broke a while back and I just haven't replaced it because I don't feel like it, because it still works, but it just doesn't do the stretchy thing. And I kind of want to personalize my avatar at work a little bit more. I probably shouldn't. I'll stop doing it when I'm told to stop doing it. But I think a crochet photo card holder would be cute. I'm looking at a whole bunch of K-pop ones right now because it's really popular in the K-pop scene. And I think that would be, like, for me, an ID, but like also in a fashionable way. So I happen to like kind of opening blind boxes, and a lot of blind boxes gives you a little card. This is my most recent blind box opening. He has a little mirror that comes with him that you can't see his face in because he's Dracula. He's a vampire. This one came with a little card that showed off what he looks like, and I kind of want to make a photo card holder for him. We also have another one. It's Creature from the Black Lagoon. I almost want to collect the whole entire series, but I gotta be good. I can't spend all my money on blind boxes. What a waste. But it'd be really cute having like a little photo card holder, and then maybe like a little like mini holder for him that's clear plastic see-through and just like kind of like an eat a bag accessory. I think that would be super cute. Watch out, I might have a new project coming out. It's 5:57 in the morning. This is rough. This is bedtime. Like, I think 2 nights ago I didn't fall asleep until like 5:57. So I'm gonna do my makeup. This is the dress that I'm wearing today. I forgot to grab my shawl. I gotta go grab that. This dress surprisingly still fits. I've been on like a warpath, like kind of. I've been binge eating a lot and I want to get off of that destructive habit. And I think once these markets are over, I might be able to get back into like a normal eating pattern. And also, I put in a request to work nights only, and that would certainly help. So my eye's feeling a little bit better. It's not looking too good, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, let's get ready. Oopsie, ran out of time. This is what it looks like for now. If you want to see the whole outfit, I'm going to post about it. I'll take a video at
Mossy Hollow because it's probably a lot more aesthetic than my room, my dark room. 4 minutes till we gotta go. We were supposed to leave. Well, we gotta go. I absolutely forgot to take a photo or a video in my outfit yesterday, but I did remember to take a photo of my booth, so I might wear that again. I don't know. It was hot. It was sweaty. I almost fell asleep because I was wearing a bed sheet. Anyways, the market was great. I made the video. It's posted, and I hope you had fun watching my video as much as I did doing the market. Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go to work. My eye keeps on running too. Whatever. I gotta go work, and then I'll maybe come back and show you guys the progress I made on my cardigan while there, and then tell you guys what I'm doing with it. I think I'm gonna make a pattern, but right now it's ugly, so.
Okay, we got the worst sunlight in the world because I picked a new parking spot. So I was thinking about this while driving to work, and I don't want to be a content creator anymore. Like, I don't mind doing these vlogs. I don't mind putting out stuff about my markets. I don't want to do short form content anymore. And like, I was trying to do like a music series of like what I listened to this week, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do anything that has to do with short form content unless it's me making something. And I don't know. I want to focus more on my business. I'm loving doing all the stuff for my markets. I'm exhausted, don't get me wrong, but like maybe this summer I'll do some travel stuff. Maybe for Halloween Horror Nights I'll do some travel stuff. But like, I want to showcase my art more, and I want to get more involved in the community because I'm not feeling the content creation. And like, what's the state of the world right now? Like, I literally went home and cried because I didn't know what was going on because I was at the market all day and I didn't touch my phone unless I was taking transactions. I cried because of the situation in Minneapolis. Like, I'm really not feeling like, okay, you should continue making art. Making art is absolutely counterculture. I think the direction of my art is changing though. I have an idea and I'll show you guys when I get home, but it is a fuck ICE, abolish ICE, fuck the system kind of deal. And I'm very excited to show you guys because I did start separating out the beads. It's going to be candy. Those little piggies, I think I told you guys about this either last week or sometime this week. Those piggies, they're going to go on bracelets. The bracelet's going to say fuck the system. I think I'm going to pair it with an abolish ICE bracelet to give it more worth. I'm really sick of this government.
Hi, it's the next day, and I was just too tired to record last night. By the way, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you are a TikTok user, we are 100% being censored. Our stuff is being shot through a little sensory thing. I don't know how to say it. I have a video that I posted last night around 3 a.m. and it's here on my shorts as well. It has over 1K views here on shorts. I don't remember how much it has on Red Note, but it's definitely over 0. And on TikTok, it has a single view. It is now 12:24 p.m. Yes, I did write the word fuck in there, but I don't think that necessarily bars me from my mutuals posts. Like, my mutuals do see my posts when they shadow ban me, but nobody's seeing it now, and that's just the way it is now. With that being said, ownership has been changed over to US hands. Not only is it going to be a little bit more censored because it has to go through a little tunnel or whatever. I don't know how else to say it because I'm not technologically there. I know some of the stuff that happens, but not only does it have to go through that, it is in American hands, which means we're probably not going to get much more updates with it. Not that it's going to update, okay, so the thing is, a lot of people say competition breeds, innovation, something like that. The issue is we've kind of like stalled. There's so much propaganda out there in the world, but I absolutely believe that we as Americans have been propagandized against to hate other countries and their advancements. I was one of those users, and I use Red Note, and I'm pretty vocal about how I use Red Note, but when I first started going on to Red Note, I was welcomed by a bunch of gorgeous videos about their country, about their cities. And I also, because of that, started going and looking up travel videos on YouTube. And would you know, they're so much more technologically advanced than we are. And the reason why its algorithm is so advanced is because there's so much innovation there. There's so many different things out there. Like, they've had this technology for a while. I remember as a kid, like, my parents, my mom, she's from Korea, and she was from 1990s. I mean, I was born in the 90s. So the last time she really knew Korea was in the 90s because we emigrated over here to the US. What she remembers of Korea was very poor because she was from the countryside. They had gone through the Korean War, you know? When we went back, we realized just how good all the technology was. I remember seeing cell phones out there and MP3 players out there. And then when we came back to the States, maybe 3 years later, we got the same phone. Like the LG chocolate, that was a phone in Korea for a long time. We had this like flip phone, and I remember when it came to the US, I was so excited. And it was a flip phone that on the outside it had pixel art. I actually still have the phone. I don't feel like going to grab it, but that was like a good 5 years before it came to the US because it has to go through a whole bunch of sanctions. We say that in Florida, people come down here to die, and that's kind of what's going on with technology in the US. There's so many better cars, eco-friendly cars from places like China. I don't know other countries that have it because I don't really pay attention to other countries. I just happen to be fed this information. There's so many different countries with better electric vehicles than we have. And it's wild that they're not allowed to be brought over here. One example of another better vehicle that we have are Japan's tiny trucks, like the little pickup trucks. But because we have certain laws that won't allow our like manufacturers, for lack of a better term, to have like big engine, small vehicle or whatever, we keep on getting bigger and bigger trucks, which are such a huge safety hazard. The public transportation is infinitely better outside of this country because we have laws that, like, basically, we have jaywalking. That's a law that's been enforced in the US, and it's so dumb because it was kind, I mean, okay, jaywalking is for the protection of people, but mostly for cars so that they don't have to, like, the fact that we can't get pedestrian bridges at busy intersections, you know, that's a huge issue. Like, we had a huge train system. The country is so big, and we could absolutely have a passenger train system. We have a train system down here in Florida, kind of. We have the Sunrail that could take us from Orlando all the way down to Miami in less than 4 hours, but we don't utilize it because it's privatized and nobody can afford it except for the business class. Like, I say business class, but I mean the people, the blue collar class, or no, the white collar class. Us blue collar folk. And I'm not going to say I'm a blue collar folk because I'm kind of really not. But this is all besides the point. I'm really disappointed in where we're going with the country. I think I talked about it a little bit yesterday before I left or before I got into work. But I'm just really disappointed with everything that's going on. I want to keep on posting more about what we can do to help as crafters. I know I'm not the most vocal about this, and I want to be a little bit more vocal. I want to be more like, I don't even know how to explain what I want. I just wish that I could help out a little bit more. I can't really do the protests because I have huge anxiety. I do create art though, and I do want to keep on making some free patterns. I have my first sample, and I posted it last night. That was the post I made, but here is what I have. So the top one says abolish ICE, and the bottom one says fuck the system on this little piggy. I'm going to be selling these together at my Goblin Market as a pair, and I'm going to sell them for like $12, I think. because like I think he's worth at least $10 himself, but I don't know. I just want to show off that I am very not for this government. I'm really disappointed in this government, and I want others to know that I'm a safe space. I want to be able to do more. I want to start my garden soon so that I have, food, backup food, so that if for some reason I lose everything, I at least have my garden. And if anybody else around me needs anything, I can provide because I will probably be a little bit more than I need. Going back to TikTok being owned and taken by the US, we're not going to get any more progress on it. I would highly suggest finding a new app. What it is right now is the last time it's going to be anything positive. Even if you weren't on the political side, it's the last time you're going to remember it as the way it is. It absolutely isn't going to be getting any better. It's going to have a way more ads. It's going to track more of your information than it used to. You're essentially losing the social aspect of this app now. Anyways, I'm still waiting for my video or my camera to load all my phone to load all of my videos that I took about this market so I can upload it today. Today is Monday. So since I'm here, I want to show you guys, I have this, and this is the first time I've ever made a written chart well. And here she is. Can you see the little, I'm so proud of myself, and I kind of darkened it up, not gonna lie, but this is the concept between my new sweater. I had to write it out because I tried working on it at the market and it just didn't work out because I don't know. I just don't think I was quite ready to do it. But this is the concept underneath each and every single one of the hearts. I need to frog this, but I'm going to do this today. And then this is also going to be, again, my market project. It was a lot of fun. I may have talked a little bit about it in my market vlog, but what I did is I used my little, I had a little area where I had like a checkout area and underneath, or like a till area, and underneath I left a little gap in there so I could put like my money in there and a couple other things, little miscellaneous things. But on top of there, I was able to set my yarn and then pull the yarn through and work on this. Here it is so far. I do have to frog it, like I said, but the thought process is to get this little diamond thing underneath here. I was thinking about doing this, but I think that's just too much. I mean, it's not too much. I actually really like it, but I think this is going to be best. I'm going to work it down, and then we're going to move on to the sleeves where I'm going to attach more of these. I do need to make more and then block them out, but I'm going to keep on doing this. I think this is so cute, so rad. I want to have it done by Saturday. I don't think I will, to be honest, but I really, really, really want to wear this on Saturday. I think I had another thing I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember. I'm going to try to stay a little bit more positive, even despite everything that's been going on. Like I said, I may stop posting more short form content. I might focus more on this because I just don't feel comfortable working on short form content anymore with basically everything that's going on in the world. We'll see how I'm feeling in a couple months, weeks, days. Right now I'm just overwhelmed with how the hatred that they're showing towards the people. I'm in the process of editing my market vlog, and I'm trying to get it out today. I might do a cover for it, not entirely sure. But while doing that and going back and rewatching things, I'm not going to add any like extra cart bumpers or anything yet. I'm not ready for that style of editing yet. I'm still very fresh to this, and I just want to get my feet into know what I want to talk about. At this point, I do not want to talk about everything I'm bringing to the market. That is way too much. I bring a lot of stuff. I'm just going to show you guys and summarize what it's going to be. Like, I'll show you guys the mock-up table and say what's on discount and what's on full price. And if I have anything new, then I'll add price tags or whatever. I'll let you guys know. But I am not talking about my stuff yet. I still have to go set up for Goblin Market, and this is taking too long. So while I'm doing that, I've been crocheting this little guy, this vest, and look at that. Look at the front post, back post. Gorgeous, gorgeous even. Like I almost want to do spades and then clubs after that, but I think I just want to do hearts and diamonds. I think this is so cute. After this row, I did run out of yarn, by the way. After this row, I plan on doing a row of my favorite motif, the bobble stitch, front post bobble stitch one. But I think I want to do that in this color yarn. So I'm going to double check with myself because I did want to make a kind of stripy colored yarn. I'm loving, loving, loving the texture of this. I need to add the little red here. I need to use the bathroom, but I'm going to add the red and then I'm going to attach another yarn. It sucks because I ran out of yarn like halfway through this row and then I'm just going to end up cutting up. Well, actually, I might just draw, what's the word? I just dragged the yarn down because the less ends to sew in, the better. I already have so many up here that I need to sew in, so I'd rather not sew that many in. This is turning out so well, and I think in the future, I will be making a pattern for this, a written and a video one, but most likely, the video will come out so I can explain how to like crochet this on and then do this, I think. But for the rest, well, mostly for this, what I wanted to do with my videos is like not give out the whole entire pattern unless it's just a super simple one shot, one thing, ding, ding. And I want to make it like more of a complementary thing to my crochet patterns as a, hey, you might not entirely know how this is going. So here's another way to visualize this. I do also want to get this little guy in so that we can like just continue doing it, you know? I think I told you guys a little bit, but I have been adding an extra diamond inside here. I went back to doing that because I just really love how many diamonds are in here. It just really adds to the texture. And that way, I don't know, it's more fun to do it this way. I am confusing myself, I'm not gonna lie, but it's super easy to go in and add a couple extra stitches here and there if you need. Sorry, Apollo was making noise. I was nervous. He was doing something he shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I think this is a lot of fun adding the little texture in there. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I changed my mind on how I wanted to do this. I was going to do those bobble stitches, but logistically, if I were to write out a pattern for this, I would not want to write all that out. That's just too much work and I just don't want to do it. So we're going to keep it the same like diamond shape pattern, but we're going to attach. So right now I'm doing a single crochet in the last row of the third stitch of a half double crochet. That sounds like a lot. Like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not that good at crochet, but then I start spitting out words and I'm sure there's some people that are like, what the hell are you talking about? So that's what I'm doing right now. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go back to the diamond pattern, starting with another row of half double crochets, and then we'll start doing the front post, back post motif thing, and then we'll do another row of the double crochet, blah, blah, blah. It's just repeating this motif over and over again, and then we'll add this yarn to here. Where is it? Right here, to the actual loops of the half double crochets. And then I still want to add bats. Like, I want to make it creepy cute. Isn't that, I don't think that's creepy cute. Maybe somebody will, but like, I don't think bats are creepy. So I don't know where I want to add the bats or how I'm going to do it. I was going to do applique, but when we get there, I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. I don't know when we'll get there, but I'm hoping it's before this Saturday. If not, I'll be working on this at the market. I checked the weather report because I'm always checking the weather. I've been talking about this lately with almost everybody I know. If I had the support as a child to study science more, I probably would have become a meteorologist. I just like weather, and like natural disasters are kind of interesting too. I don't know enough about it nowadays, but honestly, you know how everybody does temperature like blankets or whatever? I'm not a blanket fan, but I could do like a rain precipitation blanket or sweater. I think that would be really cool. But that's neither here nor there. Let me get on here and tell you guys what I was going to tell you. It's supposed to be cold and raining on Saturday, Goblin Market Day. I am extremely adverse to cold. Is that how you say that word? I hate the cold. Rain, fine. Cold, not for me. I live in Florida. I've been basically a Florida native all my life. When I moved to Arkansas, I cried every single winter because of how cold I am. However, I've gotten so much better at dressing myself, so I should be a little bit more prepared for this. I think, like, I don't want to, like, feel like corporate or capitalism or whatever, but I think it will be in my favor to be a fashion designer at this market because as I know, as a retail employee, when it's cold, people buy more clothes. So, and plushies. I don't know. Maybe that was just an offshoot, but they buy more clothes and yeah. So, if that's the case, then I am grateful with all the clothes I have. I hope that I sell out of my bad stock of berets because I don't want them in the house anymore. Literally, I want to knock everything downstairs, just get rid of my bandanas, the spiderweb ones. I want to get those out of my inventory so badly. I want to stop carrying them around. They're not my style anymore. I'm probably not going to make them again. I'm grateful for the time I did make them. It's just not for me anymore. I just want to get rid of my dead stock stuff so I can move on and start creating more like centralized and more my style stuff, you know? By the way, here's my update on how far I am. Oh, let me pull this back. So we're at the second motif. I am loving this. I hope I'm not peaking, but I love, love, love. I really, really hope I can get this finished by Goblin Market time. I am going to be the pinkest person out there. It's all cowboy themed, which, to be honest, I did have a little cowboy or cowgirl phase. I don't think it really suits me, but I'm glad that I experimented with that. That's the thing with fashion. If you're able to experiment, 100% do it. Do what you can to find where it is, because you can't just buy your style, right? Okay, so here's the thing. When we talk about fashion, a lot of people who have been in the fashion, especially in the goth fashion, alternative fashion scene, we kind of like don't like to promote places like Shein. Of course, Shein, there's so many issues with Shein and Temu, just so many issues. But also like fast fashion moguls, I think that's how you say it, Hot Topic, Killstar, Dolls Kill, because at the end of the day, they're not really part of the community. They're just selling to appeal to the aesthetic of a community. And while it is a good starting point, leaping point, I think starting point was the right way. Although it's a great starting point, it shouldn't be the end all be all to your fashion. You should start exploring more. The more you know and learn about fashion, the more you get a taste of your fashion. I will never say to not buy from somewhere, because if you're a poor person, I completely understand. I'm not saying, yeah, you get a complete pass to shopping at Shein, because there are thrift stores, but I do understand that some locations in the world, in the US, don't have good, reliable thrift stores. So I can't say completely stop. Try to wean yourself off. Try to get yourself to learn more about fashion scapes and learn more about like what you personally like and not what's trendy, because there are so many trends even in the alternative world. I don't know what the current like modern trend is. I don't have very many mutuals who are into modern clothes. Most of them, if they are mutuals of mine, are goth. But make fashion about you. Fashion is an extension of you. It is art. It's not just finding something, like, it's a curating. At the end of the day, it's curating things about you. I personally like bats and hearts and stars and moons and spider webs. So I incorporate all of that into my fashion. And I like to sew and I like to crochet. I incorporate those two into my fashion. If you have a hard time sewing or crocheting, also understandable, but support smaller artists. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a small artist, but like there's tons of people out there who are very passionate about their skills, who want to get stuff off of their hands and have a lower price with low waste. I don't know. I'm just talking at this point. I'm nervous about it being cold. I'm already cold right now. I have my space heater on. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm cold. I hope I can get this finished by then. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Honestly, the downfall of having a slow fashion as one of your hobbies is that you'll start getting like all these ideas. Because right now, I cannot wait to start on berets, even though the berets were the bane of my existence for a little bit. These colors, Gloomy Bear. And I want to make something. I mean, I'm not going to make some. Well, actually, I could make like a teddy bear. That'd be so stinking cute, wouldn't it? A teddy bear styled beret. I also have been wanting to make like a hood. Maybe I can. No, I can't attach it to this. This is a square neck. But I could make it a separate thing and make like a slime drip hood or bonnet, rather. I've been wanting to make bonnets. I think that would be cute. Actually, okay, so if I do like. Okay, I've talked about this before. So if I do like a circle all the way down and then you do the thing, the slime chips could go this way. I don't know if I want the slime chips to go that way. I think I'd want the slime chips to go this way. I'd have to think about it. But I do want to make like a teddy bear styled hood. That'd be, or bonnet rather. Decisions. All right. My hands hurt, mostly my thumbs, and my butt hurts, my back hurts. I need to get up and walk around, so I'm going to go work on my table setup. But I think I already showed you guys, but I added the extra line after that. I'm so proud of this. I'm so stinking proud. I don't think I'll be able to put the bats on here, and that makes me sad. I don't know what I want to put here. Maybe slime drips, but I don't think that really matches the vibe. Maybe I'll do like some sewing in there or something. But so far, so good. Good morning. So, if you were here a while ago, you might remember, but look at this. You let me wake up my muscles so I can pick this up. Ta-da! So, we are at the end. Unfortunately for me, this is the very last row we can do. As I was saying, if you were here before, you might remember that I had this finished completely, and then I completely took it apart because I was like, oh, this doesn't match up with how many rows I've had on my other ones. I must have messed up really bad somewhere along the lines. I meticulously counted each and every single row, and that's why I think this should be more expensive than I've been pricing it, but I have meticulously counted each and every single row. The yarn company is not giving us as much yarn as it used to. They've cropped out on us. With the older ones, I was able to make 2 or maybe 3, if I squeezed it, extra rows. This ain't it, Chief. That being said, I'm still probably going to buy it, but the fact that it's more expensive is just really frustrating. I don't know. I love this yarn. I love this perfect facing thing. I'm still going to make it because I really, really like it. I just know now that it's not my fault and that it absolutely is the yarn company's fault that it doesn't match up with the other ones. So now I don't have to worry. I'm going to start on a new one. I remember at the market, there was a lady that came up to me towards like the middle or end of it, and she looked at my shawls and she's like, do you have any other colorways? I'm like, no, this is all I have for right now. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, if I did have any other colorways, what kind of colors would you like? And she like, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. Please use your words. And she said something along the lines, like something darker, something not as bright as that. And the only one I had was my purple one left. Somebody had bought the mossy green one, which is great because that was my favorite out of the 2 that I had. And I was like, okay, so thank you for letting me know. I am working my way through the whole entire color line. And I think that's something, a goal of mine is to have one in each colorway. Yeah, I think that's definitely a goal of mine. So I am going to go pull out that color. I'll show you guys, but I'm not going to start on it because I want to start. I need to do my Gajinka. I have so many projects that I haven't done because my schedule's been pretty messy. And then on top of that, like the markets are wearing me out. All right. Thanks for listening to me. Here's the new colorway. It's called Night Watch or Nightfall. But this is from the original batch I bought. And once I finish working this up, which won't be anytime soon, I'm going to prove to y'all that they gave me less yarn. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm bringing that one to the market because it is going to be cold. Update on my cardigan. So, unfortunately, fortunately, it fits up here. I think this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I got wide hips. This, not as fine. I am going to add like a little trim, so it should be a little bit easier. But I'm going to be so upset with myself if this is yet again another Valentine's Day cardigan that I cannot wear because it doesn't fit me. I've gone too big. I might be too small on this one. Ah! It's cute though. It's so cute. Good morning from the Arctic tundra. It's like 45 degrees outside and it's 9:56 a.m. I'm actually surprised I'm awake right now. I think I don't know if I'm back on my normal sleeping schedule. It's normal for me to wake up around like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., but I haven't been doing that. I'm going to do something super silly, wackadoodle. I'm frogging this. Okay, so the fact that I can sell it is fine, but I don't want to. I want something for me that I can wear because what I normally do, okay, maybe it's not normal that I do this, but I want to try to make it like an annual thing, is have one sewn outfit and one crocheted outfit for Megacon. And I want to make this one at least, because like at this point, there's no time for me to crochet a whole outfit for Megacon. At least make a sweater. I have enough yarn. What I'm planning on doing, I'm going to widen this little center part right here with, I'm going to add two more because I have two more little guys right here. I was going to make them on my arm. I don't want to. I'm just going to make plain sleeves and then this will just be around the breast area or maybe even lower. I might bring this down a little bit. I'm going to add pattern to here. I got to figure out how to like adjust that. I think I know how to adjust it without having to like add too many more stitches. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know I'm not happy with how this fits and I don't want to sell it. I want it for me. Sorry, I'm being a little selfish with this one, but I don't want to sell it. I know I could make good money on it, but I don't want to. I'm going to stop repeating myself. If I get bored, I have been doing some like tagging for my market. I just have so much going on in here. I cannot wait for market season to be over for me. Like, I think this is a really good time for me to have markets. I'm not going to lie. I usually get really bad seasonal depression, and this winter has been like a little bit hit or miss. It's probably been one of my smoother winters when it comes to my seasonal depression, as in like I've only had a few bouts of being sad, and I think it's partially due to the fact that I am so busy that my brain doesn't have time to be like, oh, woe is me, you're a worthless piece of crap, you know? I don't know if you also suffer from seasonal depression, you understand how those ruminating thoughts happen. I did catch some of that on camera, and I don't advise you guys to watch it, but I do know that it happened, and I don't cut stuff like that out because I want you guys to know what it's really like. So, yeah, we're gonna, actually, I only have like 5 more of these. I just need to get these tagged and then I will start frogging this, because this is going to be a whole process because I got to roll the yarn back into a ball. I'm not going to say all this work for nothing, because I did do a lot of work. Oh, also, because I'm doing that, I kind of want to attach the little diagonals here. I'm going to figure that out. I don't know how, but I will figure that out. Yay. We are having a great success right now. We have quite a large armhole, but honestly, I'm not too bothered about it. And then we have this little guy. I haven't attached them yet, and I haven't like finaled off or finished off, cut off the yarn from above, but I'll get to that when I get to it. I have added the little diamond texture, and it looks so good. I'm so proud of it. So we're going to keep on doing this. I think I might still add the bobbles. I don't know if I want to make a pattern. I'm going to have to make this in multiple sizes before I make it into a pattern, because I think I could absolutely make it into a pattern. If I do my little magic touch, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it as much. I really, really like the little diamond shape. And I really don't think I need to add more than this. I think I want to add like a little bit of, not ribbing, like a texture break here, or color break rather. Color break here, then we'll add more of this. Then maybe I'll think about doing the little texture break with a different motif. But so far, I'm really loving this. I had to add 2 more granny squares. I did not block them because at this point, I know this is going to be for me. I took it apart so I can make sure that this is for me and I don't sell it. And yeah, we have 12 granny squares total to go around my bust. I am very busty, and I don't really like how tight it was. And then I think 8 can be for like extra small, and then 10 for medium. So I'll have to do all that math later. I will get back to this probably around fall next year if I want to do like writing out the pattern, because there ain't no way. Maybe I could ask the Australians for help during our summer. Maybe. Anyways, ta-da! We're gonna go to bed. It's another chilly day in Florida. So while I was editing this video, I noticed that these go by 13s, so they don't go in a line with this, if that makes sense. So I want the diamond pattern to be in the center of the heart. This one's fine, but if we go around to this side, actually this one's fine too. Hold on, give me 1 second. This one, slightly askew. You can see the center is a little bit towards my left. I guess your right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's a little bit askew. So, once again, I am frogging this. However, I will be writing it down this time. I really love how I did the diamond shape. So, the pattern is basically, it's going to be in multiples of 15. So you have 7 on this side, 7 on this side, and then the 8th one is where you start the point. So the first front post double crochet, front post double crochet. Yes. So 7, 7, 8 is the front post. And then the next row, like I drew it out, and I know it makes sense to me. So I got to redraw this out, but you do 7 in, 7 out. And then on the inside, you do like 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 4, like it makes sense in my brain. I will have a pattern. I've started the rough draft of the pattern right here. It's basically like, I know what I'm doing. So if it makes sense to you, great. I know it barely makes sense to anybody. So I have 5 wide for the collar. 5 and 5 equals 10. So the base of my collar, I have at 164. I might switch that up to 165 because I think having the odd number on the back would help align the back with the center. And I like that a lot better. So I am going all the way back to the beginning yet again, but this is the process. Okay, so I unfortunately have had the displeasure of meeting the Bitch Eating Crafters, subreddit. And it's not a bad subreddit. it's just a lot of bitching, and like I get it, like that's literally the point of it. A lot of times it's people complaining about newer crocheters, and I think this morning before I got out of bed, I read a post about people who are afraid to frog their whips. And to become a better artist, you have to be unafraid of tearing everything apart. And like, this isn't me being a bitch about it. I'm not trying to be gatekeeping or anything. But if all you ever want to do is just straight double crochet, you're going to have people tell you, oh, crochet doesn't look good. Look at this and tell me that doesn't look good. I might say maybe the granny squares aren't my favorite. I am not a granny square crocheter very much at all. I just don't know how else to add these little hearts in. So there's that. But you tell me, you look at this and you automatically think, oh, it's crochet, it's ugly. You know, like, it's not the best, I will say. I have other, like, my lace pattern stuff. I'm not a lace pattern maker yet. I want to be. But you tell me that shawl that I just finished off, tell me that that's ugly because it's crochet. Most people that say that crochet is ugly, they're talking specifically about the granny stitch crochet or just the straight up double crochet. But like, if you want to get better, you have to be able to go back, and it's like practicing the piano. You mess up on one part, you go back and you repeat that part over and over and over again until it's like impossible for you to mess up. I have ADHD, however, so I'm going to still mess up. But like, that's besides the point. You keep on going back and you go until you really understand. It's the same thing as math. You might not really understand division, but you go back and you practice how to do those division problems. I'm not the best at math. I am terrible at word problems. I'm okay at fractions. But you just go back over and over and over again, and that's how you get better. Don't be afraid of reusing your yarn too. I have back over there, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, right there. That was my, not defrosting, that was my Cirrostratus cloud pattern. I'm going to go back and revisit that. That lace pattern, gorgeous. I want to keep that in there. Got to do something else with the bodice, and then I will call it done. I feel terrible about the pattern testers that went through it, bought the yarn and everything. However, I did it multiple times, and each time it came out with the same result of it being too baggy here because I did not block my work. And because I learned that, I learned to block things. I will say I haven't blocked this yet. I have blocked most of these because I know how important it is to block the granny squares. But I've also frogged this pattern, this top. This will be my 4th time because I'm going back and practicing. I think I'm pretty well accustomed to how this diamond shape works now. And because of that, I feel like I can finally write a pattern. And that's another thing too. If you want to become a pattern maker, you have to be okay with taking apart your projects as well, because pattern making isn't for the weak. The reason why I'm terrible at pattern making is because I hate going through the social process of that. And that's something I need to practice myself, but also because I don't have anything new to throw on the table. I think this is a new and fresh pattern. Although this has existed, this front post, back post, double crochet pattern has existed in the world before. It's just that I don't know if it's been utilized this way. So that's why I feel safe enough to use it. Anyways, if you want some snark on the crafting world, that's a great place. I kind of feel bad for frequenting it, but also I completely understand where most of those crafters are coming from. So practice your art. Don't just expect to be good at it right off the bat. There are outliers out there that are good at it right off the bat. I was never one of those. That's why I took a 6-year hiatus from crocheting. But now I'm back with a vengeance. I was telling people that in my market. So, oh yeah, let me give you guys an update on everything. Everything I did was pretty much towards the end of the video, but let me update you guys anyways. I don't think I talked about these in my last video vlog. I don't remember. That was almost a week ago. So I have this whole basket full of candy bracelets for my market, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in my market vlog because I'm going to start that tonight. I'm not going to talk about each and every single thing and individualize each and every single piece with their prices. I hated editing that. I'm actually kind of getting tired of my voice right now, so be looking forward to me just not talking, I guess. But anyways, we had little duckies, and these ones say Duck You on them. I don't know if I can get you a good video of that. Duck You. And then we have my little ghosties. I think I finished this one last week, but I definitely don't remember updating you guys on these. These ones say I Heart Boobies, and this is like a little piece of seeny weeny culture, and I think it's going to be really fun. I was actually talking about this to other crocheters because like a couple crocheters came up to me at the market. There was like a couple that I saw the hood. I don't remember what the hood is called, but it's like a triangle scarf with a hood. Like, I don't think it's called a snood, but it's basically like just a round, and then you just put the hood on. I saw them walking around and it was really cute, but like I knew my stuff wasn't for them because one of them was a crocheter, so they're probably like, I can just make that. So I get it. I totally understand. Whatever. I had a few crocheters come up to me and tell me that they're also garment makers, and I talked their ear off about how it's so nice to meet other crochet garment makers because we are few and far between. And I try whenever I market prep, because it's part of my parallel play kind of thing, I try to watch crochet artists do their market prep, but they're all plushie makers, specifically bees. So I kind of feel like a hypocrite having these. However, these ghosts are also really popular in the alt community, but who cares? I don't care. I think this was a fun little project to do. I think it's cute. It's not something like, okay, talking to Erie Knots, and I talk about her like literally all the time. I need to respond to her message. It's been a few days, but I've been so busy. I was telling her how I talk about her all the time too. She was telling me that she's never seen anything like this with candy making, and I'm like, oh really? Because I got this idea from a candy maker who attached like squishmallows to their candy necklaces, and I'm like, I could do that with bracelets. So that's absolutely what I did. And so that's why these exist. And we also have our little scrappy guy. This is made out of scrap yarn, bamboo, white, whatever. This is True Boo, I believe. And most of these beads glow in the dark, I think. No, just one of them. The stars glow in the dark. These literally took way too long to make and probably worth more than I'm going to end up charging. I think I'm going to end up charging $7. I think that's how much I had last time. Yeah, candy, $7. This is just me trying to get rid of my scrap yarn. Most of the stuff I make for my markets are just me getting rid of my scrap yarn, which is kind of sad, but I just need to make my money back so I can make cute little projects like my little cardigan. Also, last in the candy category, we have my Abolish Ice, Fuck the System, and I'm very, very happy about these, and I will show you guys kind of the table setup when I do the market vlog, because I have to tear down my display, my mock-up tonight, because I ain't doing it tomorrow. I have an 8-hour shift, and I don't think I plan on going home early or coming home early. I'm not sure. I kind of want to, because having 8-hour shifts is great, but also I've been doing these side markets, and I'm old. So I'll be back on my 8-hour shift grind soon. I just want to like have more time to prepare for my markets, which is something I'm actually passionate about and not my job. So we have these. And then another project that we finished is this shawl. Finally, although it's not the length I wanted it to be, it's finally done. I do want to keep this for myself. However, I think this one will do much better than the purple one that I have. I like the way, so the purple one I might actually mark down because I don't like the way it went. I started with purple and went down to white, whereas this one and every other one that I like has gone from the light color all the way down to the dark color. So yeah, I might just mark that one down, not at this market, but once I start getting myself more done with these, if that makes sense. This this lace, I can't get over how gorgeous this is. I want to continue making shawls. I think that's something that I will continue doing in my future until I am tired of markets. I do have a plan of going back to the Sis Love shawl, which is where it all started for me, basically, of learning how to use pattern charts and using cotton yarns to do it. This one, I think I'm specifically keeping it to this cotton yarn for the Sis Love shawl, because that one's also a very gorgeous piece. But this is also done. And last but not least, we have the beginnings of frogging a new project. I'm so close to really understanding what I want to do with this. I love how I'm going about this. I love how it's all working up for me. And I'm very grateful that I have the patience to be doing this. Although I wanted to get it done by Saturday, good news, everybody. It is not supposed to rain anymore. Well, it's like 15 to 20% chance, which means that it's probably only going to rain maybe max an hour of the day. And I've learned that it's probably going to be in the morning that it rains. So if that's the case, we'll just get our tent set up and then we'll walk all of the product over after the tent is set up, because there's so many rules and regulations for this. This is a very well organized market, and I'm so happy to be part of it. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm going to be more brave about it and start actually vlogging more than just me at my table. I don't really have anything else to tell you guys. I did start on my Gajinka. No, that was last week. I do know what colorway I want to do for the next shawl, which is this one. And I will be starting this as soon as I get bored of working on this one, because sometimes I need a texture break. All right, well, thanks for listening to me ramble. Thanks for hanging out with me. Fuck the system. Form your community. Do what you can to protest. Stay strong. Let's be fiber arts pals. Ugh.